Good morning all. Today just a little explanation about my channel and me. I'm Paul, Moto Takahe. I started the channel in January 2020. Then COVID arrived, shortly followed by the sudden death of my son-in-law. The whole world appeared to have gone to hell in a handbasket. COVID stopped absolutely everything, including visits to the UK to see my daughter, who was totally devastated. However, a year has gone by and I've decided to restart, hoping again that France will eventually get us the vaccine injections and life will go on, albeit in a totally different way. The channel for me is for me, and perhaps for posterity if anyone in the family ever wanted to look at what Dad did and what Granddad did in his retirement, apart from losing his piece of paper. Today, this video is the last of many tests that I've done with different microphones over the last 6 to 8 months. It's boiled down to two: an iPhone 456 headset with the earbuds cut off and just using the mic in a dead cat. It gives pretty good results both in my RI Tour X4 helmet and in the Shure C3. The other one is the Purple Panda. Now this microphone is recommended by absolutely everybody, and I cannot get a decent result. I've finally resorted to actually using it with a Tascam, and thus being able to control its sensitivity via the Tascam. I can feed it into the GoPro in post, but it is a bit of a pain. So anyway, have a listen to the two microphones. The first one is the iPhone and the second one is the Purple Panda, and please comment below which mic you think is best. Well, thank you for having had a look at the video on my site, and I hope that you might pop in again sometime in the future. Thank you very much for your time and your trouble. You all keep well. Bye for now. There we go. Oh, these oven mitts don't really help at all. Right, I'm now driving with the visor open. I'm back on the iPhone microphone, and hopefully all is going to be tappy-lappy. I don't know, just have to wait and see again until we get back to the Ponderosa. So there we go. Right, how are we doing for juice? We're doing fine. I'm just testing microphones. The first microphone was a Purple Panda, which everybody raves about, and I just rant about because I can't get it to work properly. It's too sensitive and everything's just, it's clipping. It doesn't matter how far down I turn my equipment, it clips and misses. Whereas with the iPhone, normally with the little chin guard turned down a little bit, I'm alright, but it's just one of those things. It looks as though it may be going to rain, and you wouldn't want to get your bike wet, Paul, would you? No. So what are we going to do? We're going to just poodle along here. We're doing, right, we need to be able to talk when we're doing 80. So can we talk and be heard? Is it clear at 80 kilometers an hour? That's all we really need to do. If we're going any faster than 80, you really need to be concentrating 100% on what you're doing. You could of course blog at the higher speeds, you know, if you're on a nice big motorway, and that's usually okay. Another one of these people blasting through on the cyclists to that's twice we've had our encounter today, coming and going. I tell you what, we'll change down to fourth to come around this bend, just for the fun of it. And we're coming on to third to come hurtling out the far side of this one. That gear change has improved so much with the addition of that slightly longer clutch push rod, it really has made a world of difference. A world of difference. Oh, yes. I think the next job I'm going to do is take these oven muffs off again, because my hands are too warm. And we'll stick an indicator on. And we shall return to base. And we don't need any more audio than what we've got. And it wasn't too windy today, so obviously that's going to affect the fact that those two mics should perform better, even though the hairy furry one was right on my lips. And depending on how good the audio was from that purple panda, whether it's better than this that I'm recording now, depending on whether I take the iPhone out of the or whether I stick with what we've got. Again, visor up all the way down here, just to check for the wind. And good morning to my one viewer. How are you this morning? Me, I'm out here on the latest addition to my garage, a BMW GS 1200 from 2013. Imported from the UK in August last year, and I have done various little bits and pieces to it. I've changed the right hand cylinder head to get rid of a horrible tacky noise, which BMW said was just a normal engine noise on a 1200 GS. Well, I didn't agree. Hello, buddy. And I've replaced the battery, as it was the original 2013 battery. I thought there was no point in waiting until it fails, which it's going to do if it's from 2013, after 7, almost 8 years. It's done extremely well as a battery, and I'll still keep it in the garage as a spare, charge it up and use it as a 12 volt. I've changed the brake pads, front and rear. They were in need. The rear more dire than the front, but both needed changing. I've replaced the short actuating rod in the clutch, which from the factory was 0.5 millimetre too short, which gave you a lousy gear change. In changing the little piece that's 0.5 millimetre longer, it's made the world of difference. It changes gear like a normal motorcycle now, without all the clacking and banging that I had when I first got it. Why BMW didn't change it? No idea. Why the customer didn't complain about it again? No idea. But I just couldn't stand the noise, and the gearbox was worse than the 1150 GS I had back in 2008, 2009. So it just, something had to be done about it, and something could be done about it. I couldn't believe that BMW, in all their BMW engineering glory, couldn't make the bits necessary to keep it right. I've also dropped the back end of the shaft drive down and greased the splines on the drive shaft because they were looking a bit manky. Obviously done a full oil change and filter, air filter. That's a job and a half, the air filter. Well, the top of the tank's got to come off to get to that. But overall, now that I've finished playing with it, I'm satisfied with it. I was a bit disappointed with it when I got it, which obviously I got it for a reasonable price, certainly about £2.5 grand less than I would have paid here in France. Bought it, we haven't bought it in the UK, and had it transported here for about €450 by a guy called Mark Shaw, who was absolutely superb. If you want your bike transporting from UK to France or from UK to anywhere, give him a call. He's your man. I'll try and remember to put down how to get in contact with him in the space below. I've also done a lot of cleaning to this beast, which is, for some reason or other, she was absolutely covered in tar spots. I mean, everywhere, absolutely everywhere. It was almost as though he'd driven through a black line of tar to get all the splashes where he got them. They were on the cylinders, on the exhaust, under the engine, all over the rear of the exhaust, absolutely everywhere. You'd almost think you'd driven through a puddle of wet tar. However, it's all off now and she's reasonably clean, and I'm enjoying riding her, and she's the business. She's like a GS should be, and very responsive, and as and when you need it, she's there for it. Go on, come on my side of the road, why don't you? So what you can do with this, whee! And I didn't give it all the beans there, I only give it half the beans. No, it's a great piece of kit, and it does make me smile, and that for me is the most important thing about a motorbike. It has to make me smile. And I look at it and I go, yep, and I smile. When I come back from riding it, I've got a big smile on my face. It is super important. It doesn't matter what make or model it is, if it makes you smile, it's a good bike. My other steed, the Goldwing, that one makes me smile because it makes me think back all the way to 2002 when they were first introduced, and at that time I would have dearly loved to have had one. At the time I was riding a 1200 GS. GS, I've got it on the brain. I was riding the 1200 GL Goldwing. But the price of them at the time, it was just absolutely unthinkable for me to spend that kind of money. Me, married man, 3 children, all at school, and oh dear me, university. No. It wasn't until it came down to real world prices that I bought one, and that one makes me smile because it makes me think of the day that said one of these days I'll have that. And there she is sitting in my garage now. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Thank you for your comments, and I will respond. Take care everybody, be safe, but have fun. Bye for now.